Hello to everyone. My name is Peđa Maksić and I am a coordinator of DesignStudio, which is like a course and part of IT Academy, or in your case, Link Academy education. DesignStudio is, let's say, a real practice for designers in area of mostly graphic design, also web design, and it's also open for CAD designers or 3D designers and CAD department. Basically, our idea is to connect our students to, let's say, working market and the real projects, so they can learn not just on regular courses, but also learning on a real life experience. So everything in this course, this studio, is basically based on real experience and real clients. That's our first mission and our first goal. Basically, after that comes the satisfaction of client, and also, let's say, some kind of responsibility toward our society, which is around us. So basically, the point of this class is to show you and explain you how this will work for you guys. I guess that all of you who are watching this became part of this studio. So basically, you will find in your among your courses also DesignStudio course, where you could read more about this. So basically, I will go through all this material, but you can read that later on easily. The first lesson is mission and principles of work. Basically, here you can see our mission and our goals of the studio, and which is most important is the character and functionality of DesignStudio, which is described through several points. So the whole idea is to know how to approach our studio, because it's only based online. It is some kind of competition organized thing. So basically, we find a project for you guys, and then we give you like an assignment that you can work on. The dues are basically 2 to 3 weeks to finish logo, for instance. And later on, when you're done with this process, you're submitting your solution, your design solution. Afterwards, you should give us some kind of patience until our judge committee decide which 3 to 5 design solutions are the best. And then we show that ones to our client, and then he decides which one is basically the best. Well, not exactly the best, it's more which one is more suitable to him or her. During the process of work, you're not on your own, but on the other hand, you have more responsibility in a way of when we are talking about time management. It's up to you when you will work, how you will work. The most important thing is to submit your design on the end of this, basically on the date which is given to you on the beginning of the process. During this process, we are using Add Wall, where you can put all your solutions, your phases of design, and then the coordinator of the studio, which will be somebody from Romania, and he or she will help you how to guide your solution. It's some kind of mentorship or tutorship. Basically, it's but the most important thing is that you are deciding which solution you will going to submit. There is several rules regarding submission. Basically, the first one is to be on time. So each and any solution or poster, how we call it, presentation, which comes after this date and time will not be accepted. Also, you have to give this, you have to submit this solution in certain form, which I will explain you later how to work and how to prepare it. Also, all help should come from your mentor or coordinator of DesignStudio, and also you should know that all these projects are open for any department. It doesn't matter if you are studying, for instance, design, let's say web design, or print design, or industrial design, or product design, or interior design. You should, you could, and you can apply for instance, a project that we are working on, and that is, for instance, design of some logo. So basically, the point is that if you are a good designer, you can do any design, and that's what we are going to show you. Also, you should know that when you are applying, when you are submitting all this work, you are giving all your ideas in, let's say, in a process to show anyone what you're working on during this process of designing. So everything is basically open and everything is transparent. When you go to our website, you can find some pages where you can see our project also from the last years, and also some projects from basically from, of course, the years before. And also there is one page which says our team, and this page is basically reserved for you guys, for those who win our competitions. The important thing is that we are working on several projects the whole year. Last year, for instance, we worked on 15 projects. Among them, there was also projects which we did in Romania. That was the first time we organized DesignStudio Live. This is some kind of workshop where we worked for several days with people on the spot. But of course, I have to again to underline you that this is not the case. Basically, all the work that you're doing online. So you are not committed to come to classes or to commit some time on the spot in the place. There is several rewards for your winning. First of all, we are giving you this position to have your picture and name on our website as a team member and a winner. Also, you're getting a certificate on the end of this workshop. Also, in order to get this certificate, you had to submit at least 5 projects. Also, when you're done, you will have opportunity to put this work, this training or this practice in your CV, so you can write down that among your experience dots that you actually worked at some design studio, which we believe will be very good for your job search after you finish Link Academy. Also, you're working on these projects, and maybe even though your design is not selected and even won this competition, you can put this work into your portfolio. So basically, you can use all this work to kind of build up your portfolio, to show what you can and you cannot do. And also, I can tell you, if you try this, if you try to work with us, basically you will have very amazing experience, very good experience. I can tell you that because all of our students from Serbia and from prior years, basically they're very satisfied and they learn a lot, because here we are not teaching you. Here we are giving you work, and we are giving you opportunity to show what you can and you cannot do. Also, you're building your self-esteem, you're building your emotional stability regarding the work. So basically, it's not just one level, it's several level experience. We here in Serbia, we believe that that's some of the main experience you should have. Let's go from next. Basically, how all this works. Basically, you have, let's say, you can start working, and the coordinator is kind of writing down that she is doing he or she is doing your checking if you are on the project. When you are done with the project, when you're submitting your presentation, then she checks that you did all that. So that is basically a sign that you did one project. And again, I said you should work on 5 projects at least to earn certificate. This is how it looks like. Basically, this certificate is some kind of let's say certificate of participation and some kind of proof for your future employers that you have a real design experience to work in the DesignStudio. Basically, this is how we decide which solution is the best one. I will repeat the whole project again. So, first step is to work on the project. During this project, you're working not fully alone, but mostly alone at your home with a little help of your coordinator. You're putting all your work at the wall. When the due came, you submit your project, your final project, in a form of presentation. These presentations are shown to other professors, at least 3 of them, which come from Serbia, from Romania, and other places. Basically, they decide the 3 to 5 best ones. When that thing is done, we openly say, okay, these 5 are the best, and they are going to be shown to client. When they do that, when we show client your works, let's say these 5 best ones, then client decides which one he's going to take, and that one is the winner of that project. This is like a real life game, in matter of fact. In one project you will maybe succeed, in next one you won't. But you have to learn how to deal with all this, how to be strong. And that's all about this work. Let's see the next the next point is code of ethics. Code of ethics. We are very dedicated to you guys. Sometimes we are not nice. I mean, in a way that we are not. We don't cuddle you and we are not nice to you here in DesignStudio. We are just trying to make you tough, to make you strong. But our most important goal and interest is your satisfaction and your well-being and your welfare, really. It is important that you do not copy or plagiarize your work. That's your responsibility. There is several rules. You see, we cannot be policemen. When I say we, I mean studio coordinators. So you guys have to, if you sometimes notice that some colleague of yours, in a way, not stolen, but maybe going in the wrong direction, you should alarm us or alarm your coordinator, but not publicly. We don't want to humiliate anyone. Just on a private message saying, okay, I think this person has stolen or whatever this, or plagiarized this logo, and this is a proof. You have to show us where he took this, or she. Because if that's not the case, we cannot do anything. It's only your word. So basically you have to have proof. But that's not, of course, bad thing. That's a good thing. You want to kind of make a good climate there. Just everyone should be kind of fair and original. Also, there is several rules also which you could, which you will read, which I'm not going to. There is several sanctions. Of course, if somebody took several times in a row these solutions from others, then he can be dismissed from the studio, unfortunately. But that's only after 2 or 3 times if he tries to plagiarize something. Basically, these sanctions are not so big. And also there is sanctions for not being honest in a way of reporting. So if you are trying to report someone and that one is not guilty, then you can be prosecuted or sanctioned, but not so drastically, basically just some kind of message not to do that anymore. But you can all that read in this lesson. There is a certain process of doing which will explain you better your coordinator. At this point, this is just a lot of text and a design process. So I'm not going to pay attention to this because basically all this will be, let's say, inspiration and conceptualization is a part of design process and really depends on your coordinator. So I'm not going to mingle to this. And the last one is how to prepare presentation. This is important. Basically, it's not okay just to give us a logo. This is something the least you can do for us. So basically, give us a logo in a color, one color option, and gray option, scale options. But the best, if you are giving us a presentation, you should show us as much as you can. Here are some advices where you can and how you can do it better. So the point is to teach you how to prepare your presentation for your client so he can or she can be bought by this presentation. Basically, there is always like a main logo, the most important logo variation, and also positive and negative, grayscale, no grayscale. That's all what you can do. Also, you can use some kind of graphics in the background, like here. Also, you can put it in some mock-up, and all this can be shown by your coordinator. Also, here is some kind of, let's say, explanation how this logo look like this, so you can show your client, us of course, how some of these logos are, what is the core idea of your logo, if that's not obvious. Also, you can give us some names, explanations, and other stuff. So basically, everything you have to do is to make it beautiful, to make it original, and to buy our attention by your design. I'm sure that I didn't respond to all of your questions, which you have probably by now, but hopefully your coordinator will give you these explanations, and I'm hoping that you guys will join us here in Serbia, work with us basically, and in a at least very, let's say, important number. There's going to be a lot of you. At this point, there is more than 600 students from Serbia which are part of DesignStudio. So we are hoping that we will develop this in Romania also. So, and I'm sure that it could be interesting for you guys, not just to work on, let's say, projects, real projects, but also to cooperate and work on some international project. So thank you for your attention, and I'm hoping that you will enjoy this course and tell your friends, your colleagues, students to join us also, so they won't miss a lot, I guess. Thank you so much. Goodbye.